it's going.
Alright. So today we're going to talk about STEM and our experiences we've had with it. So has anyone had any notable experiences?
Yes. Growing up in like middle school and high school, we did a lot of STEM-based programs, especially like our gifted classes were centered around STEM. We built like robots, did stuff with computers and things like that. And it didn't really spike my interest in the STEM field, but it was fun having experience dealing with like technology and different things. What about you?
God. Okay. So we had career pathways in our high school, and so there was like a business one, a medical one, and like a science, I guess a STEM one. I did the business one, so I didn't do STEM. I had like STEM classes, but I didn't continue them in my junior or senior year. Yep.
That's really cool, like the different pathways.
Yeah.
'Cause we just had like the core classes we had to take, and we didn't get much like choice in what we could take. We just had to take like a science, math, English, and history every year. So I didn't really get to have like an individual like STEM education. So
Do you wish you had had it? Or like,
kind of like, I know there are some schools that specialize in STEM education, so I
Yeah.
kind of like wonder how my education would have been different if I
Right.
had that education growing up. But I guess it caused me to be like more into reading and like history compared to
That's right.
science and math.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of schools are moving towards like STEM education, because in my county, we just opened 2 new high schools, and one has like even more specified career pathways than mine did, and then the other one is like specifically STEM based.
That's cool.
So
Yeah,
I
we're the
guess-
same way.
Yeah.
Our middle school just opened like a STEM academy, just separate from all the
Nice.
other students. And I think it's actually really cool. I wish we had like had that when I was growing through it. In high school, we had the career pathways too.
Mhm.
I did the medical one. I guess that goes with STEM best. But as I got to college, I was like, nah. I just did not. I don't like science and math like that. But it is cool, like different technology it offers.
Yeah.
Yeah, my high school was kind of similar to yours. We didn't have like career paths or anything. We had to take a core class every year.
Yeah.
But so if like we had our 5 core classes and then we had 2 electives. So if you wanted to pursue something like STEM based or technology based or whatever, you had to kind of go out of your way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't like a support system already there to help kids who were like pursuing that. So, and I know it's the same thing in college. At college, they have obviously career paths.
Mhm.
So, I don't know, it's very different
Yeah.
from my high school.
Yeah. We had ours, but it was like built in. So like our electives, like
Yes, I-
basically if you didn't do a career pathway, it was like, why are you taking the electives?
Mhm.
So they kind of like forced you into one.
Did you get like a certificate
Yeah.
at the end?
We got like a
Cool.
certificate and like a pin or a medal or something to wear like on graduation. So
Nice.
like senior year, everybody was like, oh, we're gonna complete all these, so we're like decked
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
in stuff. But
Cool.
I mean, it doesn't do anything for
Nah.
like you don't get college credit or anything. So it was
Yeah.
just like okay.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
had some programs with like our technical college.
Cool.
So like dual enrollment.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
can like do like
Yeah, that too.
they had like robotics programs and they had like cosmetology. When I was in was like medical, and like when you graduate you got like your CNA
Mhm.
What is that?
certification. It's like when you go to nursing homes and like
Cool.
help people. It's like a nurse assistant.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of nasty though, but it was really interesting to have. You get like a job from it, so
Yeah.
STEM definitely could offer like different jobs after high school. You don't have to have like a degree or anything.
Yeah.
So that was helpful for a lot of people.
I guess for people like at my school, we had to like go out of the way like to find STEM education, like do like summer camps and different like coding camps, I guess, and things like that. Because my school mainly just had like the core classes.
You wish they had like the career paths.
Probably, yeah. That sounds cool. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like,
Mm.
I don't know if many schools in my like district even have that, because I haven't really heard of that before.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I feel like too, like younger grades are doing STEM more too. Like I don't
Yeah.
remember ever doing anything that was like a fun project that had like related to STEM and things like that. And now I feel like they do it all the time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like we did the volcano blow up thing.
Yeah.
That's all we did.
Yeah.
I feel like classes are definitely becoming more like technology based. Like my sister, she's in like 9th grade, and like they can rent like iPads and
Yeah.
laptops, and they have all like this technology available to them that we only had like laptops we could get maybe, but
At the
they have-
computer lab, you guys ever heard of
Mhm.
computer
Yeah.
lab?
Yeah.
They don't even have that. All their classrooms are basically like computer labs
Yeah.
now.
So
You get an
cool.
iPad.
Wow.
I'm like, y'all trust them? It's crazy.
Yeah.
We had those
I wish
little
I had
like
one.
egg things. Did y'all have those that like
No.
you can like basically do Kahoot? It was like Kahoot before we had phones.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it was like we had like
That's
those
cool.
active boards where you could like write on the board, you know?
Yeah,
cool.
And so it was like this little egg that you could like answer questions to. So we did like Kahoot before Kahoot
We had
was
like
a thing.
clicker questions. I guess
Yeah,
it was,
they
like,
were
the
like
same
the similar
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did y'all have the BYOT
I
stuff
don't think-
too?
No.
Like
What
the
is that?
oh, we had this thing. It was like when they gave us Wi-Fi when everybody started like bringing their phones and stuff, and it was
Yeah.
like BYOT. So it was like bring your own technology. And when I was in high school, it like just started, and so now like my little brother and sister have like everything. They have like
Wow.
iPad days or whatever.
Oh, wow.
But you could like basically connect to the school Wi-Fi, and then they started like blocking like Netflix and like
Right,
Instagram
yeah.
and like all that stuff. But yeah, it's when like technology became mobile
Yeah.
for classrooms.
Cool.
Would you guys think like the increase in technology in the classrooms is good, or would you kind of rather have had it like stay more like interpersonal versus now it's all online?
Well, I think when people bring their technology to the classroom, especially like in the younger grades, they're tempted to just like play games and not actually
Mhm.
listen. So it could cause like a major distraction.
I think the school will be able to like provide them with like those resources instead of like bringing your own. Helps them like not want to like, because the school can like block whatever they want to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like you only have access to what they want you to have. So I think like for younger grades, I mean even now, technology is really useful. I think kids like are just more interested in being
Yeah, true.
online rather than having a textbook. I know I'd rather like carry my laptop than like a big textbook around.
Mhm.
So it just like makes it easier, and then like you're just it has its pros and cons though.
Yeah.
I mean, a con I guess would be like cyberbullying. I
Yeah,
don't know,
true.
kids are really big on that these days.
Yeah.
That's past my time, but yeah, I think there's more pros than cons though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important to introduce it because like when you get to college, you're gonna take notes the way that you take notes, either in a notebook, on your computer, whatever. Even iPads, you can like draw your
Yeah.
notes now. So I think it's good to introduce it, but I definitely think you need to like have blockers.
Right.
Mhm.
Because I would have just been scrolling on like Instagram or Twitter
Yeah.
if I had my iPad in front of me all the
Yeah.
time.
I think every class is different. I don't know. I have teachers who like, yo, if you're gonna be on your computer, if you're gonna take notes on your computer,
Mhm.
you have to sit in like the front right section.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
because it's like a distraction for every other person in the classroom.
Yeah.
If you for 1 second like flip over to Twitter or something like
Mhm.
that,
Mhm.
everyone around you is distracted. So I don't know. I think there's definitely pros and cons to it, but you have to be very careful how you allow students to use it, especially in the classroom. If you're trying to give a lecture or something,
Yeah.
it can be a huge distraction to a
Yeah.
bunch of kids.
Yeah.
I think self-discipline's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have self-discipline, put your computer away.
Yeah.
Most of my classes don't even allow us to like take notes on our laptops. Like
Really?
we have to just do it just by hand, which is
Yeah.
fine with me.
Yeah.
Taking it on my laptop never really helped me anyways. I just always like will jump to a different website and like start
Yeah.
shopping.
I know.
So taking it in like my notebook is a lot better for me to learn.
Yeah.
Like self-discipline is a big one, especially like in big lecture classes, because like people be watching videos like on their
Yeah.
Yeah.
laptops all the time. I'm like, ooh, what are you watching? But
March Madness comes around and everybody's watching
yeah.
basketball.
It's
All
it's
the
tough
time.
though because like who gets to say, yo, you don't have self-discipline, you can't
That's
be on your
true.
Yeah,
computer,
true.
Yeah.
and like the other kids can. So I think it's tougher for the kids who aren't doing it. It's tougher for the kids who are like sitting behind someone and
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
distracted.
That's true. I also like people who like raise hell about it and are like, oh my god, I can't have my laptop. I have to take hand notes. I'm
Yeah.
kinda like,
It's like calm down.
Yeah.
it's all right. You can take
You'll
hand notes.
be
It'll be
fine.
fine.
People did it so many years ago.
Right. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
But I think it will be different for like the newer generation because that's
Yeah.
not
That's
their
all they're
thing.
used
True.
to.
Like
Yeah.
we were forced to do it, and
Right.
like
Yeah.
even our parents' generation, like cursive was like something they were forced to do,
Yeah,
and we
true.
never learned it.
Yeah.
And now everything's online, so it'll be interesting to see how like lectures are
Yeah.
in the future.
They even take like tests online too. Like one of my
Yeah.
sisters, she takes like all her tests online.
And then ACT is becoming online.
Really?
Yeah.
So overall, is STEM education good or bad?
I think it's great.
Yeah, I
It's
think
good.
it's
It's
good.
positive.
Yeah.
Positive.
It's positive.
Yeah.
There we go.